What's going on, guys? I'm Graham. Today we're doing a comparison video between a fake pair of Retro 4s and a real pair of Retro 4s. So, we've done a review on these. Fire Red 4s, 2012 release. Same as always. So we have these, and then we have Military 4s, which is usually a fake pair, and I'll tell you how in a minute. So I'll take one of each shoe, just point out some things. First off, these are laced a little differently. These were both laced kind of by me, but these were just pointing out the crown, these are pointing out lower. But starting off here, the colorway doesn't matter on a shoe. People are like, oh, could you do a review on this pair of 4s and this pair of 4s? It does not matter. In this pair, there's a few differences. Like here, this is supposed to be a nubuck material. This is supposed to be the leather. This is supposed to be much lighter gray, along with up here on the strap. And then things that are on all 4s and the toes, you can see on the Fire Reds, the stars are embossed. In the Militaries, they're not. They're hardly embossed, but they are a tiny bit, but not enough for them to be real. Back of the shoes, straight as normal. Outsoles, basically straight. The Military 4s, there are some paint flaws, but one thing, it's a big difference. I don't really want to do it on these, but you can see they're pretty stiff and they're not very movable. Militaries, they can just bend right in half. It's a very bad quality leather. You can see when you push down, you can just push it into the bottom and it stays there. You have to push it out from the inside. The Fire Reds, it's much nicer leather. This one is actually creased a lot. That's just because it's a nicer leather. The meshing or the netting, this is actually a rubber, and the squares are much larger, as you can see. This is plastic, and that's all over, and on the tongue here, there's nothing on the tongue, but it is rubber. The tongues, which I found to be the biggest error, you can see Fire's tongue, and I push both of them up, it's a lot taller, it's more rounded off. Cuts on the top are clean compared to these that are all jagged and bent. The corners are pointed. The tags are basically straight. These cuts are just a little bit off, as well as the stitching, which you really have to look for everywhere. The stitching around here, the mud guard on the shoe. Inside, there's the Air Jordan on both. It is upside down. It is in the right colors. Insoles of these, they were white with the blue Jumpman, but it wore out. Here, black with the red Jumpman. Jumpman wore out. That's just because these are older shoes and they've been worn. And on the midsole here, you would usually look for paint flaws. Nothing wrong with that. If there's missing paint, or if it dripped down onto the lower part of the midsole where the air bubbles at. And the air bubbles on these, not sure how well you can see it because it is pretty clouded up, but it's a gray air bubble. It's not supposed to be a gray air bubble, it's supposed to be a blue air bubble. Here, red, and it's still very clear, you can see straight through it. That's basically it. There's not much you can look for in a pair of 4s, just because they're all lower cut shoes. People can hide the tongue under a pair of pants, try and hide it, especially on an all leather shoe like a Fire Red. That's basically it, guys. Be sure to tune in for more videos. See you later.